What's going on, YouTube? Just back out here in the garage today. I just wanted to make a quick little update video for you guys. On Monday, I had my second track day, and I went down at the track and I broke my collarbone. So I'm all in a sling here right now, and I've done a little bit of damage to the bike. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I was going into a bend and my brakes weren't operating the way that I want them to. I don't know if my entry speed was too high or whatever it was, or my brakes failed on me, but they faded out on me. So my bike started to go wide, and I made the conscious decision to go off of the track. And when I went off the track, I decided to grab another mitt full of brake, but my front tire was in gravel, and then the front end washed out in front of me, from me, and then I slammed down into the ground on my shoulder and then slid for a little bit. So I definitely did broke it. I broke it big time. I might show up a little picture of it on the video just to show you what I did to it. So yeah, so I got surgery booked for tomorrow, and which is Friday for me. I don't know whenever you guys see this video what it'll be for you, but yeah. So that's just a little bit of update what's going on with me. I'm hoping that after surgery that I'll be able to at least be able to work on the bikes again and keep going on with my how-to videos, but it's looking like my on-bike related content, or even riding for myself in general, is looking like it might be done this season, at least a couple months anyway. When the doctor gives me the orders that I can go back on the bike, then I definitely will be. Track season is definitely done for me for this season. I won't be going back on the track this season, but yeah, so I don't know. This bike is old, right? And I think that has a lot to do with it. The brake calipers, or the brake pads and the brake rotors were brand new on it, but I didn't change out the brake fluid. And I think that might have something to do with it, right? So old fluid, and then I don't have braided brake lines on it, so that also could have had something to do with it, right? And then the expansion and contraction of the brake lines caused my brakes to stop working as I want them to. And I'm also been looking at the rotors, and they're really blue, so I'm just wondering if maybe they overheated or something. So you know, there's a whole bunch of different variables that could have came into play, but it's definitely a lesson learned. You know, I thought I was trail braking properly into the corner, but it just wasn't operating the way that I wanted to. Trail braking really changed my ability at the track, braking into the corner, and releasing through the apex and rolling back on the throttle. And you know, it really helped out the game with my with riding on the track once I figured out how to do that. You know, I don't know if I messed this one up or if I came in too hot and the bike just couldn't handle it, but it is a 2001. It's a significantly older bike, you know, and I feel like if I'm going to be at the track, I need something that's a little bit more modern, maybe something with traction control and ABS or whatever, just to have some features there that can help, you know, with situations like this that happen, right? Not that they're going to ever save your ass completely, because they're not designed to do that, but they give you a little bit more of a buffer to play around with, right? So I might be looking into getting a newer Kawasaki. I was thinking a 636 or something like that. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm definitely out of the bike season for a little while. Hopefully I get back on the road soon, and I'm just going to jump over here onto the bike and I'll show you a little bit of damage that happened. Luckily I kept the fairings off, so well, I mean, not luckily, but because now most of the damage is done to the engine. But yeah, so I'll just jump over onto the bike here and show you a little bit of the damage. And I don't have any footage of me going down. I didn't have my GoPros on, so I have nothing of that. I do have one little clip of me riding just before it happened, so I might throw that clip up so you can see, you know, how I was doing at the track that day. But other than that, it's a little bit blurry, but it's still a clip, so I might throw that into the video too. So I'll give you guys a quick little look at my broken collarbone from the X-ray, and then I'll put in a clip of the me riding just before the accident happened for my buddy that was actually behind me. So we'll just jump over the bike quick here, and I'll show you some of the damage that happened to it. So. Okay, well here's the bike. All in all, I mean, I took the brunt of the damage here. You know, the bike took a little bit, it scratched up and it broke the fairings here and stuff like that. So this guy's broken right here, and it's broken right here as well, and just scratched up. My brake lever's surprisingly not bent. There's some scratching here. My throttle's a little stiff now, and yeah, so it just broke some of the fairings, and obviously I got full of dirt, and my rad is bent back now too, so the rad here is pushed back. It's not sitting straight anymore. It's full of dirt. Yeah, so, and then obviously on the engine covers here, there's some scuffing going on here, but for the most part, the bike slid in gravel and grass, right? So it's, if it was on the road, it'd be completely different outcome. But you know, the nice thing about wearing a suit is that, like, I have no scratching or whatsoever on me. My suit held up really well. It didn't split any of the seams on it. It's just scratched up, and you know, the suit did its job, and that's exactly why we wear a suit and gloves and stuff at the track. My helmet's absolutely dummied. It's scratched, and it definitely needs to be replaced. If you ever drop your helmet or get in a severe accident and your head hits the ground, you have to replace your helmet. They're designed for a one-time impact, and once they've had that impact, they're done, right? So if you want to survive the next accident afterwards, you definitely need to get a new helmet. So yeah, so there's some of the damage to the bike. All in all, it's not too bad. With what needs to be replaced and with what needs to be fixed and the age of the bike, you know, and I feel like it's not really worth sinking any money into. Maybe I'll make that decision over the winter time, but I really feel like I'd rather look at getting a little bit more modern bike. As I said, I'd like to have those rider aids to help me with you know, ABS or traction control, just to have that little bit of a buffer. You know, so I think that it's a good idea to get a bit more modern bike. I feel like it wasn't performing that day on the track like I wanted to. It just, you can feel the weight of it, you can feel the lack of technology, and it doesn't feel like a modern bike, you know what I mean? If I knew nothing else, then it would feel great, but being that I ride modern bikes on the street, having something that's not so modern on the track, I really feel the difference. And it's not that I really think that I rely on those types of things, it's just that I think that having something a little bit more modern, as I said, will give me that buffer and a little bit more room to maybe screw up, or at least, you know, protect the back end a bit if it's starting to slide out, and ABS if I get on the brakes really bad, because I had a rider in front of me when I was in the green group, and this happened when I moved up to yellow, and I had a rider in green group that was going into a bend, and he stopped really quickly, and I was going significantly faster behind him, and I had to grab the front end, and I did an endo on the bike, right? My back tire came up like 2.5 feet, you know, according to the guy that was behind me, right? It stopped the bike, I didn't hit him, but it was just like, you know, so I was always kind of on people's ass when I was riding around the track in green. So they moved me up to yellow so that at least then I can get past and feel a little bit more comfortable, you know, and I'm not being held back by people, right? So it's all about safety, but I don't think definitely doesn't have anything to do with moving up to yellow. I was riding at my own pace. I wasn't trying to keep up to my friends that ride in yellow, but it's just one of those things, as I said, when I went around the corner and the braking wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, and then I decided to go off the track, and then I pulled a mitt full of brake and it went down, right? So yeah, you know, it's one of the safest places that we could have this happen, right? You know, this could happen anywhere, right? It could happen at the street. It could definitely happen, you know, at the track, you know, but that's one of the safest places for it to happen, right? You know, if this happened on the street, there would have been, you know, there could have been cars around, there could have been anything, right? So I'm glad that it happened on the street, or happened on the track and not on the street, you know, and I've come out of this with a broken collarbone and not dead, you know, and so I'll be back on the track, 100%. You know, this isn't the end. It's a temporary problem, and I'll be back next season. Who knows? Maybe I'll even get out there this season. I don't know, but it depends what the doctor says and if I can get back on the bike or not. I'm definitely out of work for a little while here. I can't work. I'm an electrician, and I'm always working overhead, lifting things, bending down in crawl spaces, and this and that. So I definitely won't be able to do any work either. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. And once I'm able to actually use tools and stuff again, I'll be putting the exhaust on my MT10 when it comes in. I have a oil change video and clutch video on the Kawasaki that I'm going to upload after this one that I've already recorded and everything. I just have to do the edit on. And then, yeah, so I'll just, once I'm able to do more maintenance-y type videos, then I'll do that. Where I'm going from there, don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update. I hope you enjoyed the video. Not the best of news, but yeah, so thank you for watching, and we'll definitely see you on the next one. Peace out!